Hi guys, this is a board game that I made that is based on the Hunger Games. I made this a while back for a school project with another classmate of mine that we made together. I did the rules and kind of did the design. He colored most of the board. I went out, got some pieces and stuff, but we kind of did this together, and we played it one day at school, and someone told me I should take this home, make a video about it, and put it on YouTube, so that's what I decided to do. It took me a while, but I'm doing it now, so. Alright, what's the first thing we should discuss about this? Probably how this game board is. This game board is a little loosely based on the one from the movie, the arena itself. It's loosely based on that. Got some features of the movie and some that it doesn't have. I should talk about maybe the spaces first. Nah, we'll get to that later. I got the rules list right here, but this is just a little draft that needs some revision. I'm thinking about changing some rules a bit to make it more, I don't know, logical. Like some of the rules are a little, if you take them too far, they can get out of hand. So I'll start the pieces. This game board is 13 by 11. There are 12 playing pieces, so this is for 2 to 6 players. It's best play with 6 because there are 6 districts in this actually, and 2 pieces for each district, so there's 12 pieces. Play with 6 players. Age is 10 enough. I don't really care about that, but I tried to make this as like a real board game as possible, so I put the ages. There's 2 dice, 2 arrow pieces, a bottle piece. I don't think I have that. And sun and moon counters, 1 gun piece. Oh, I also forgot there's food pieces too. I'm gonna get that later. Okay, I put a little introduction saying, rules. Welcome to the Hunger Games. Your goal is to be the last man standing. Your survival depends on how well you strategize. Succeed and you will live and feed your district. Fail and your end might not be so fortunate. Good luck and may the odds be forever in your favor. Okay, so the first thing I want to start with is the spaces. The game board has a 13 times 11 game board. The players start on the red shaded spaces. So, alright, this works a little weird. This game has some kind of quirky mechanics to it. The first thing is how you start. Okay. So each player, this is the biggest part that I need to fix later on, but each player picks one different colored piece so they can keep track of it. They keep track of what they have, alright? So they have to pick a different colored piece, or yeah, 2 pieces, one that are both different colored. Then they place 2 right over here. So let's see. This is where it starts off at. There's the first player's piece, right here. There's the first player's second piece, and there's the third. And then it goes down, then that one, then that red piece, then down, and then lastly this blue piece on the end here. And each player also needs, this is in the materials list because you can get this yourself, you need a pen and a piece of paper so you can keep track of your stats, which I'll get into later of exactly what those stats are, but you'll need a pen and a piece of paper. What's next? Movement. So I guess we could start on moves. Once again, I need to fix this a little bit. Like the pieces are just, I only sorted for the first time played this by color, but I'll improve it later by adding maybe numbers or something on the bottom so you can tell which piece is which, because a couple times I was a little confused about whose was who, so I'll have to fix that, but no big deal right now. So you move by rolling 2 dice to determine the number of moves they get. They can move horizontally and vertically, no diagonal, unless you get, or you know what, no. I don't think there's any way to move diagonal in this. Oh, did I say 3 dice? The rules I wrote 3 dice, but it's actually 2 dice. I didn't actually play test this. We just played it, and then I found out little rules didn't work, so the game board's small enough to only have, or big enough to only have 2 dice, so I put in 2 dice. combat. Do we want to do that now? Combat is initiated when a player steps onto the same space as another player. Moving onto the space counts as a move. See diagram 1 for an example. So, here. This might be a little hard to see, but those are 3 dice, which I have to make 2, so, and a little box over there. So let's say there was 2 dice, one was a 2, and one was a 1. You have to move twice left, but what if you got a 1 and a 1? You can only move left twice, and you couldn't go up. Sorry if that's a little hard to see, but it's basically, oops, what I do, I knock some pieces down. Yeah, this game board is also a little shaky. We knock some pieces down, but I can't really fix that easily, besides getting better pieces. Conducting combat. Alright, so this is where I get into the health, and what the pen and the paper is used for. The players have 10 points of health. When combat is started, both players roll a die to determine how many health points are lost. After combat is over, the attacking player moves back to his last space, even if all his moves have been used, unless he has died. The player can choose to move on the defender's space if he dies. So, I guess I will set an example for this. Say, okay. Say at the start of the game, player 1 rolls 2 dice. It's a 6 and a 2. So, we will move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and our attacking move will be this. We cannot move right here, say that's 6, and then attack. We have to attack right here. So, that is the defender, which again, a little problem with keeping track. You'll have to remember yours. I didn't think of this, but I guess a pen and a piece of paper, that might also be used to keep track of where your 2 are at. So, maybe that could come in handy. But, yeah, so that player is defending. So they each take a die. Again, this only needs 2 dice, not 3 dice, in any circumstance. So, say the defending player. This will be the defending player's die. He gets a 2, or she. And this one gets a 6. Now, this one, the defender will move 6 health to get 4. If the defender, let's switch them around and say the defender got 6 instead, then, oh, what the heck? Did I just move that? Oops. There we go. Say the defender got 6 and the attacker got 2. Then the attacker would remove 6. There's something in here. I think there's something about a tie. I'm not sure. Did I put a tie in here? I don't know if I did. I forgot to add a tie. I forgot what we said. I'm not sure if they both take off health or if the attacker wins. I forgot. Again, I'm not going to get into every technical rule, because this ain't a fully complete version. It's pretty near it, but I still got to revise some rules, so that's one of them. I'm not sure what to do with ties. Special spaces. There are special spaces around the board that have effects on the players. The middle space, see section 3B for details, which is actually, got to move them back, which actually is the cornucopia indicated by an X. I'll get to that later. Alright, what else? Cave spaces. When a cave is entered, the player is safe until the next day, unless you have a gun, which is later on. Again, I'll talk about. There's one cave right there, and the other's right on the other side, but this one is not actually in the forest. There's 4 spaces there, and then there's a cave right here. On this one, there's 3 spaces, and then this cave is the 4th space, unlike over here, where there's 4 spaces. Forest space. In the forest, the edges of the game board, colored green, are 4 squares. They cause the player to have -1 movement. If you're anytime you are in, you will automatically lose -1 movement no matter what. circumstance. So say you get a 3, 1. Oh, no, wait. Say you get a 4, 1. Oop, you reduced 1. So that's 4 minus 2 is 2, 1. And you only got 3. You still move out, but you will get 3. Say you got a 5. You will get 4. Nope, 3. 2, 1. Now in a normal move, you can move right here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But in the forest, you will get minus 1. Anytime you are in the forest, no matter what part of the turn, you lose, you get minus 1 movement no matter what. If you start in the forest, even if you're right here and you get a 3, you still only move 2. 1, 2. Unless you have food. Which, again, you're gonna get day and night. Alright, so this one's a little... Oh yeah, I forgot to mention about the caves. Gotta add this later. I was thinking about only having the caves accessible once to avoid overuse, which there's a lot of that too, so I was thinking about only having it once. Gotta add that too. Back to day and night. After all pieces have moved, the counter is switched to night. So after a full turn, where everyone's moved both their pieces. When it is switched, a die is rolled. If it is 1 to 3, a bottle piece is placed in the middle. If it is 4 to 6, an arrow piece is placed in the middle. Night also causes minus 1 movement, but that's really the only effect. Well, besides the cornucopia landing. So yeah, 1 to 3, it's a bottle or a food piece, which represents food to get, and the arrow piece, or the gun piece, in the quarter quell rules, is 4 to 6. So, we will roll this and see if it's 4 to 6, or, well, I'm gonna do both, but it is a 6. We will place the arrow piece. There is the arrow piece. Let's say, shit, I'm gonna take a few off, say they all died. Disease got them. They got shot by arrow that someone else already had. Throwing knife at him, whatever. We'll place 4 on the board. 1 comes out. If you enter a cave at night, you come out during the next night. So it's nighttime right now. You entered the cave. Wait, hold on. Sorry, this is kind of confusing, just showing you how, but it's a little bit confusing. So if you're in day, you go back next day. Here, we'll say it was day. This player entered the cave during the day. Now it's night, which means we place the arrow over here. Alright, so there's 4 players. 1, 2, 3. And then there's a cave one. Cave player cannot come out, sadly, and has no chance to get the arrow, well, unless all the others can't get to it. And yeah, this player has no chance to get it because it's in the cave till the next day. So it has to wait for the morning to come. And also it skips to that player's turn when it gets to that point, so down to that one. So we'll say this player right here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces away. Roll 2 dice. Will I get to it? 4 and 3, that's 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got it. I got the arrow. I got the arrow. Now, you can place this either on the tile you're on, or you can put it by your pen and piece of paper so you know you have it. But what's the arrow do again? I think it's got range or something like that. Okay. Yeah, I got it. If the die is rolled 1 to 3 when the counter changes, the start space has a bow and arrow placed on it. We did that. The bow and arrow adds 2 bonuses. The range is increased by 2, but only in a line, so horizontal and vertical. The player can move and shoot at the same time. So, alright, how do we do this? We'll just place some right. What's this placing? Oh, I forgot. this, I forgot one rule. Again, this, I got a 7 when I was like right here, right? It was actually a 6 because it is at night, and at night you get -1. So that was actually not that matter. You still got to the arrow, and once you get to the cornucopia, you have to stop. So we stop there. Let's see, how about we place this one right over here, and this one gets to go right here. It is now daytime. Oh yeah, I got sun and moon pieces too. There's a sun with a smiley face on it. Here's the moon to represent night, which we're not going back to. Okay, so this one gets to come out of the cave. There's no longer night, so he doesn't get a -1, but he does for the night, but he does get a -1 for the forest. And he will get -2 if it is night and he is in the forest, so he'll get -1. Let's see where he can move. Yeah, 4 and a 3, so 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's right there. Stupid move. Why? Because I need to figure out. And let's say this one, he can move and shoot at the same time. So it is daytime. He's not in the forest, so he's good. Let's say he rolls a 1 to 1. He gets 2. 1, 2. He can shoot from there, since you can, well, maybe I should change that rule later too, if it ends your move or not, but he can shoot from there, since he has the arrow. That is, he's only 2 spaces in front of him, so he can shoot the arrow, since he's moving and shooting at the same time. So, he's attacking right now, so let's go back a little bit. Let's say this piece lost 5 health. So I lose 5. Now he's down to 2 because he lost 3 with the previous engagement with a throwing knife. Now this piece, let's roll 2 dice. He's automatically going to make it because he's only 2 spaces ahead. 5 and a 1. So he's not in the forest, not night, so if he moves 2, we can hit him. The arrow also adds a +1 defensive bonus. So let's say we'll roll the attacker first. A 4. Oh, 1, which becomes a 2. Not that it matters. Of course, there were 3, and you add 1, it'd be a 4, which again goes in the tie. And I haven't figured that rule out yet, so can't really do that. But it adds +1 defense and +2 range. Although I'm still deciding, even though you can move and shoot, I'm still deciding if you can end your move, like get a 4. And then move 4 spaces, and then shoot at someone who's 2 in front of you. I don't think that's very fair. The arrow seems a little OP. You know what? Yeah, I'm add that in the rules. You can move and shoot, but not if that was your last move. So, alright, so now let's say it's daytime now, right? I said we weren't going to go back this, but we're going to make it nighttime again. We're going to roll a 2. So now that means we get to put on the bottle or the food piece, and we get to see what the effects of that are. Oh, you know what? Hey, before we do that, I forgot one rule. There's also one more special space. It's the bridge. Those are the brown spots. There's one right there, one right there, and one next to the kit. That black spot, is that part of the bridge? I think that might be a longer bridge. I'm not. You know what? No, that black spot's just a black spot. Ignore it. But that's also a bridge piece right there next to the cave. They add +1 to defense, I think. Where'd it go? Hold on, I'm looking for it. Spaces. Oh, I don't think I put this in the rules, but it will add a +1 to defense if you are on it, and it does not include the arrow. So if you have an arrow and you're on it, then it pretty much doesn't really do anything, but it adds +1 to defense if you're on it and you don't have an arrow. So yeah. Alright, so back to the food piece, which we will place in the middle. we're gonna place this little pie piece, or whatever this is. I think this is pie, right? So it's gonna go right on the cornucopia. And so we got one. We only got 2 players left. One over here, one over there. Oh, I forgot to mention, in case you're wondering, those blue spaces are supposed to be water or river or something. I don't know. They don't really do anything. They're pretty much just for looks, and that's it. But yeah, they don't do anything. Just there to add to the game board, which I think looks nice. Okay, so anyway, back to the pie. What does the pie do? So water, which is now considered food, represents water and a meal. This adds +1 to movement, including the forest and at night. For example, if it is night and a player is in the forest and they roll a 6 and a 2, they have a move of 6. With the meal, they move 8. Wait, hold on. Wait, alright, let me read this carefully so you guys understand. If it is night and a player is in the forest and they roll a 6 and a 2, they have a move of 6. With the meal, they move 8. However, they lose -1 for night and -1 for the forest. But they have... Wait. Didn't they have a move of 9? It's +1 to movement, including... I'm a little bit confused here. Again, I apologize, this is kind of confusing, but I'm trying to figure this out properly. This adds +1 to movement, including the forest and at night. For example, if it is night, and the player is in the forest, and they roll a 6 and a 2, they have a move of 6. With the meal, they move 8. Oops. Oh, it's not that I was supposed to change the move. It adds +1. I added +2. So, in other words, if it is night, and you're in the forest, you roll a 6 and a 2. That's an 8. -2 is 6. +1 is 7. You don't have a... You have a move of 7. I was like, wait, is it 8? No, it's 6 because you take -2. I got a little confused there. You add... Unless stated otherwise, I don't think there's any exception to it, but you add all bonuses and subtractions, so... Yeah, you add and subtract pretty much every bonus, no matter what, so... Anyway. We'll roll. It is... nighttime. Four and a 2, -1, that's a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got the pie. Now I get +1. I don't think I need to mention this, but if you kill someone, you don't take their bonus, so. Now, this other player will move 4 and a 6. That's 10. -1 is 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh yeah, you can use that strategically to move around so you're placed in a good position too. Thought that was obvious, but it'll work to your advantage if you can do that. Say a bridge, that's most obvious, but... Okay, so let's say green, we'll say it's player 3 versus player 6. Or district 3 versus district 6. Attacker goes first, so we'll... 2. Or... Does he have the arrow? Nope, we lost the arrow. Arrow's over there. 5. Whoop. The defender wins. District 6 has won this year's Hunger Games. Congratulations. Okay, here's the rules. There's some other notes. I should read off the other notes, shouldn't I? Alright. The effect of -1 to movement is in effect as long as the player enters or starts in a forest. That's back to the forest rule. So, anytime you enter, or even if you start, it's always -1. And a -2 if it's at night. The player can move to any space adjacent when leaving a cave. It does not count as a move, and the player can attack from it. Although attacking would be considered a move without rolling the dice, and they cannot move back to the cave. So, I guess if they're like right here, you have to move over here. So yeah, you can attack from the cave once you get out. Rivers and bridges have no effect on gameplay and are for decorative purposes only. Which I obviously changed. Rivers is only decorative, the bridges I had +1 in defense. I'm thinking about adding something to that. This is extra. Quarter quell. For a more hardcore version, the quell rules can be used to play the game. Okay. So this is a little interesting. The bow is replaced by a gun piece. This piece gives the player +2 range in daylight, only in daylight, and attacks caves. And where's the gun piece? Oh, there. I got a couple of gun pieces here. One. There's two. Like a. I think that's an M16. Is it? Some kind of M. The winner loses only 2 health points, right? The game's gonna be longer. Anyone defending on a bridge gains +1 to their defense. Oh, so I guess. Alright, so I guess in regular mode the bridges do nothing. In hardcore, the bridges do something. They do that. Yeah. So they do +1 to defense in the hardcore version. Quarter quell. This one I'm thinking about just thrashing off because it's stupid. After 5 turns, the players with the most health roll a die. 1 to 3 is starvation, 4 to 6 is infection, and surrounding players die. After 10 turns, all players die of infection. Player with most health wins. Health is combined. I'm thinking about scrapping those like last 3 rules down there because I think they're really stupid. The one about the infection and hunger. So, anyway, yeah. I guess that's it. Please, I would really appreciate any comments you can have on this. What do you like about it? What you think could be changed? What could be improved? What could, you know, anything. I'll accept criticism. What you don't like, what you do like, what you like to see added, what you like to see removed. I think this was actually pretty cool. The whole reason I did this was I was thinking about it to make a video about it, and someone told me that's cool, I should. Maybe people would notice it. Make me read into a real board game. Because you know what? It's surprising, but there's not actually a Hunger Games board game. I thought it would be a perfect idea to base them off the movie because it'd be really awesome. There's no real Hunger Games board game, battle-wise. There's a couple of other ones that have nothing to do with the actual Hunger Games. Like, you don't battle in it or anything, it's just, well, some gay stuff, but I decided to do this, so I guess the best thing, if I ever make more of these, the other thing I could do is make one that aren't, like, make different kinds of arenas. I remember in the first movie they showed something that was like, kind of like a Coliseum on a video. What did I see the first movie for? There's only one movie out so far, isn't there? Or is there? Yeah, there is. So they show like a Coliseum-like arena, so I guess you could make more boards of this and just make it like a different style arena, add your own space and stuff. So only play with basic rules, but all the design, layout, and maybe the spaces are different. And you could add your own effects to that. So hopefully this actually inspires others too. Maybe they can make their own. I wouldn't mind. But I will sue you for copyright infringement. Nah, I'm not gay. Seriously. So, hope you like this, guys. Comment, rate, and subscribe.